Have you ever wondered what it's like for a mortal to be on the receiving end of a serve from one of the tennis gods? I'm talking about Novak Djokovic here, and he's very, very kindly agreed to serve down 3 serves to me to see whether I, as a rank amateur at tennis, can actually lay a racket on any of them. Let's take a look. Ready when you are, sir.
Oh, you're all right. Okay, so you're making a statement. You're standing on the line. Very well. Very well. He's trying to intimidate me. That's good. Ready?
Okay.
I'm just warming up. I'm just warming up. Ready? One more. Come on, you can do it. Come on now. Give him some support. All right,
ready.
You got this one. Come on.
I got this one.
Oh. Hey! All right. You were close.
I was about that far away at
You were very close. Actually, it's never too late. I think I recognize the potential in you. The way you move out from the ball.
The way I ran away from the ball.
Exactly, from the trajectory of the ball. It's really good.
Listen,
not many people do that.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you. It was a pleasure playing with you. Thank you.
Cheers. Novak, I want to ask you a bit about your past, and that famous scene, if you like, of you as a 6-year-old looking through a fence at Jelena Janjic doing a coaching class, and she turned around and said, "Hey, little boy, come over. Do you want to try and play?" Did you want to be a tennis player at 6 years old, or was it something to do because there's nothing else going on?
Oh yes, well at that time, as every child, you dream, you envision yourself as a top player, a winner of Wimbledon. Well, that's the first image of the tennis-related.
As a 6-year-old, you knew all about Wimbledon.
Yes, I mean I saw it on the TV, and nobody ever played tennis in my family, so it was not really a common scene to see somebody with a tennis racket in our family. But I do come from a sports family. My father and my mother, they were playing different sports, skiing mostly. That's why I grew up on the mountain, and that's where I saw Jelena Janjic and tennis camps that were coming in. And yes, I was very intrigued. I was very interested in what's happening on the court. She invited me in. She gave me a chance to hit some balls, and she recognized the talent, encouraged my parents.
Was that the first time you'd hit a ball?
That's the first time, yes. And she encouraged my parents to give me a shot and to support me.
I want to ask you about that, because your parents supported you enormously, financially, emotionally, with their time.
Yes.
But that also puts a lot of pressure on a boy, having the family expectations, if you like, riding on your shoulders. Was that difficult?
Well, at times, yes, but I think that they've done a tremendously good job in not really allowing me to see the reality or the real picture financially. So they were hiding from me, they were telling me, they were pretending that everything is fine, that, I should live careless childhood as every child deserves to have that kind of childhood, and that's what I had. That's what I remember. And then later on, when I start to mature and start kind of forming my character and opinions and start observing things differently, I realized and I noticed and then spoke to my father, and then at that time it was already better. So I owe them a lot of gratitude for that.
But they were going without.
Yes, yes. For many years, it was a lot of borrowing of the money and embargo, sanctions, war, economical crisis, and people waiting in line for milk and bread. It was terrible times for Serbia, you know, in '90s. But on a brighter side, it has helped me to become stronger as a person and as a player today that I am, and made me even hungrier to succeed.
Just before we get to that, I'm wondering, was there one thing when you could afford it, when you had your first big payday? Was there something you bought your mother and father, sort of a car or a holiday or something?
Oh no, no. We were actually saving money to buy an apartment. We were renting an apartment, and it was 5 of us living in a very small place. So all the money that I started earning on the tournaments, we basically invested in buying an apartment. So it was nice. Actually, we were very, very happy as a family.
You mentioned the difficulties of living in a war zone.
Yes.
Effectively, both in the early 90s and the late 1990s.
Yes.
Belgrade was being bombed, as we all know. How did it shape you as a person and as an athlete?
Well, those times certainly something that I don't wish for anybody to experience. 2.5 months, every single day and night, you know, bombs coming to the city, and hospitals, TV stations, military positions, you name it. I mean, we saw planes flying over our heads, and you know, literally rockets and bombs landing half a mile away. So it was really tough, for not just for our family and for us being there every day, but for entire nation. But you know, as I said, on the brighter side, it has helped us to stay united as people, to go through it, to really
has it given you a different perspective on sports?
It gave us more appreciation for everything that we have today. In my case, from my perspective, it gave me much more appreciation for all the value that I have in my life. I mean, from tennis to whatever, you know. I know what it feels like being without, you know, anything more or less, and then being on the top of the world in the very global and popular sport in the world. So this contrast gives me a right, you know, kind of right perspective in life.
Your nickname was the Joker, but you've shelved that. Why did you do that?